Hephaestus was the Olympian god of fire, smiths, craftsmen, metalworking and sculpture. He was considered to be one of the 12 deities of Mount Olympus. He was the brilliant blacksmith of the Olympian gods, for whom he fashioned magnificent houses, armor and creative devices. He was depicted as a bearded man holding a hammer, the tools of a smith and sometimes riding a donkey. He had his workshop beneath Volcanoes, Mount Etna on Sicily. The most famous story of the birth of Hephaestus was being born to the goddess Hera alone, as a revenge for Zeus giving birth to Athena without her. After bringing him into the world, Hera was so disgusted with Hephaestus' looks, and ashamed of his deformity, that she was the one who threw him out. Hephaestus was severely hurt from the fall, but he was rescued by Thetis and Eurynome, who sheltered him in a cave under the ocean for the following 9 years. Hephaestus was very angry, and decided to take revenge on her. So he decided to create a magical golden throne, and send it to Mount Olympus as a special gift to his mother. When Hera saw the magnificent throne, she was immediately delighted with it, and without thinking, she sat down on it. All at once, unbreakable chains appeared and quickly bound her. Hera screamed for help, and all the Olympian gods rushed to her aid, but none of them were able to free her. Soon all the gods realized that the only one who could free Hera was Hephaestus himself. So the gods asked Dionysus, the god of wine, to offer Hephaestus sweet wine to intoxicate him. Dionysus agreed, and this way Hephaestus was brought to Mount Olympus, freeing Hera. Hephaestus did agree to release Hera, because Zeus bribed him with the promise of a prominent role upon Mount Olympus, and also Aphrodite, goddess of beauty, as his wife. The promise of Aphrodite was tempting for Hephaestus. She was the most beautiful of goddesses. Aphrodite, though not fascinated to being married to the ugly Hephaestus. Though married to Hephaestus, Aphrodite had an affair with Ares, the god of war. Eventually, Hephaestus discovered Aphrodite's affair through Helios, the sun god who saw all. Hephaestus crafted an unbreakable golden net. While Aphrodite and Ares lay together in bed, Hephaestus trapped them in net and dragged them to Mount Olympus, to shame them in front of other gods. The gods laughed, and Poseidon persuaded Hephaestus to free them, in return for a guarantee that Ares would pay the fine. The union of Ares and Aphrodite produced Harmonia. Some sources suggest that Aphrodite and Hephaestus were subsequently divorced. The marriage of Hephaestus and Aphrodite brought no children, but Hephaestus was said to have a number of mortal and immortal lovers, and also a number of children. After Aphrodite, Hephaestus married Aglaia, the youngest of the Chariots. She gave him 4 children, Eucleia, Euthenia, Eupheme and Philophrosine. The most famous son of Hephaestus was Erychthonius, the man who became the king of Athens. Hephaestus sought to have a relationship with Athena, but the goddess refused his advances. Hephaestus tried to force on Athena, but she managed to escape. So, Hephaestus' seed fell on the earth, and impregnated Gaia, who afterward gave birth to Erychthonius, an early ruler of Athens. Hephaestus linked to the punishment of man and Prometheus, for Hephaestus was said to have crafted Pandora, the first woman who brought suffering upon man. It was also Hephaestus who chained Prometheus to the mountain, as part of the Titans' punishment. During the Trojan War, Hephaestus was considered to be friendly towards the Achaean forces, and his mother Hera. Famously, Hephaestus crafted armor and shield for Achilles, after being asked by Thetis, the mother of Achilles. Hephaestus was also a prominent fighter during the Gigantomachy, the War of the Giants, where Hephaestus killed the giant Mimas, by pouring molten iron onto him. When Typhon attacked Mount Olympus, Hephaestus did not stand and fight. Like most other Olympian gods, turned and fled to Egypt. Typhon was eventually defeated by Zeus, and was buried beneath Mount Etna, and Hephaestus acted as a guard, ensuring the giant could not escape.